Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm gonna once again sound like an Xbox hater, and I hate that I am because this is not really meant to be like an anti-Xbox channel, although I'm sure you guys can probably go tell them on most of my videos. I do slightly prefer the PlayStation, but I'd rather be like a positive channel when it comes to everyone. Switch to the Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I want everyone to feel included. I'm not really a big fan of like the, back and forth, though it is kind of fun to talk about. But for some odd reason, Microsoft has just not been hitting. They have been doing a lot of things wrong and a lot of things that I myself as a person want to critique, and hopefully you guys like hearing these critiques in the first place because I do feel bad and I don't want to be like an anti-Xbox channel. As I said, I actually love all the Xbox users. I have Game Pass as of the 2nd, and of course Doom is coming out in like 2 days or so for Game Pass users. I'm going to be checking that out, especially on my Twitch stream and maybe even on YouTube as well if you guys would like. Let me know in the comment section down below and follow up the Twitch. But right now Microsoft once again has done a massive layoff, and I just don't really know what's going on in this company. As you guys can probably go and see what I talk about this too. They're literally the #1 company in the entire planet right now, and just things are not making sense. Like nothing makes sense here, and I just don't like what they're doing. Xbox is getting destroyed. They're losing even more employees. They shut down multiple branches of games, although some of them did deserve it. They were kind of garbage, like think Redfall. Probably want to play that game again. And obviously even some big things like the government calling out Microsoft themselves because of how many layoffs and how they've impacted certain things like the Activision acquisition and how they laid off like 2,000 people after that all went on through, which they were not meant to do. And the government actually went and even sued them in litigation. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Make sure you guys join the Switch 2 giveaway in the comment section and Twitter down below. Of course, subscribe if you guys are new and give me your thoughts and comments, all type of stuff. Appreciate y'all for watching. Let's dive on in. So first and foremost, I do want to highlight this information over here. You guys can check this one out from companies, market cap. I love looking at this type of stuff. I'm a big financial guy. I always do stocks. I even have a Webull account where if you guys sign up, you guys get a bunch of free stocks in the very bottom of the description. A lot of people signed up for that one, so thank you guys. But I've always been big in the financial sector. Right now, Microsoft, as of literally today, is the biggest company in the entire world. The entire world. $3.3 trillion. It's insane. Apple's right behind them, although they've been kind of slogging a little bit. And then obviously Nvidia's been doing very, very well. It's getting close. If they have another 1 or 2 good days, they may become one of the most biggest companies in the entire planet. I have a lot of Nvidia stock. Amazon's been doing good due to the tariffs. We have Google that's just kind of been around, floating around. Facebook's actually kind of have their own like little resurgence too as well, and a few other various big companies you guys can see, like Berkshire Hathaway, Tesla, TSMC, Semiconductors, JP Morgan, Visa, Eli Lilly, Tencent too as well, one of the biggest companies in the entire planet out there. And well, we have Microsoft, as you guys can see. So seeing all this type of news out here makes me kind of disappointed. So first and foremost, Xbox Series X is still $600. Right now, the PlayStation has not adjusted their prices, both on the PS5 Pro as well as also the normal PS5. I'm sad about this. This is once again kind of greedy. I understand why. There is the tariff problems looming. Even the Switch had issues. PlayStation maybe just had a bigger stock. I understand all the logic. I understand it, preemptive measures, whatever it might be, but this is still so anti-consumer. I was not happy with this. Same with how they're handling the Game Pass. And I'm not trying to go be like, if you have an Xbox, you're dumb or stupid. No, I always want to say the opposite. I think Xbox users are dope. I think Game Pass is cool. I think you being loyal to a company that you've loved for a while, I think you're a good person. But I think Xbox and Microsoft are not treating you right if you're a big Xbox user, or the Xbox users as a whole. They should not have to go and spend $600 to potentially get their friends in the same ecosystem, and it really does feel like they're just trying to go and give up on the console, just do everything wrong, so people finally move on, and then they have an excuse being like, well, no one's buying the Xbox, just go on Game Pass, go on PC. Which I feel like that's what they want to do. There probably will be another Xbox and handheld, I get it, but it just is a rough vibe. But with all that considered too as well, with the price increases going up, Game Pass going up too as well not too long ago, even at the same time with them firing a lot of other people and laying off a lot of Xbox users, Microsoft as of today announces even more plans to lay off thousands of more workers. 3% of employees across all departments will be laid off, the company has now stated publicly. Now, I am a financial minded guy. Typically, when a company announces layoffs, it's actually good for the stock, the shareholders, because that means, and obviously you guys can kind of even go and tell even about the stock itself, as of today, it was kind of flat, like it was basically down 0.003%, which is nothing, even after a pretty big run these past few days, with the tariff news going relatively well. Now, the tariff news is not fully sorted. We made a video on that for the Pro, if you guys saw that. We did see that China actually went down a lot, same with the United States. It's only a 90-day pause, it's not fully situated, but in theory, we should hopefully see price decreases in the next 90 days on Xbox, and if they don't, if they keep their Series X at $600, that is very gross. Would not be happy with that. We'll rant on that. I will say that. But usually this is actually good because that means that they have less overhead. Maybe they have bloated managers. I'm sure you guys have worked in places where you have a manager that does kind of nothing, and then they have a manager of a manager, and they have managers managing the managers that are managing your manager, and they're kind of just all bloated. Contract people, you have 15 different marketing people. You really need to have 5. Like, I can understand, like, you don't need to have all these employees. So as a company, it's good. But as a game, as for Xbox, for developers, potentially really bad. Now, you can kind of go both sides. I'm going to go more on the sympathetic side because, once again, this is the biggest company in the entire planet. And of course, they've also raised the prices on everything. Like, they're also shifting over to a lot of AI, which is also kind of mediocre. I kind of want to have humans making money. I have invested in AI myself. I have NVIDIA stock itself. I have AI hosting companies I've mentioned this before. So, like, I don't mind too much of an AI integration, but, like, I like real people having jobs. I don't know. Like, I understand the logic. Like, if they're not doing well, get rid of them. You look at Redfall, that game was garbage. Get rid of them. Get rid of the bloat and put your money into better games. Like, look at maybe even say for the PlayStation end, games like Concord, get rid of them, make better games. I get it. I understand. Don't leave a hate comment. I'm high branding this, but let me go and actually go to more of my, I guess, negative opinions on this. So just assume I'm smart and I understand what's going on from the corporate side. But anyway, so Microsoft has announced to be laying off 3% of its total staff. The layoffs will be taking place across all levels, teams, and locations, according to a CNBC report, suggesting that Microsoft's gaming division may be affected as well to some extent. And when we had these big layoffs, they also had a secondary layoff wave too as well. So according to the report, Microsoft had around 228,000 employees by the end of last June, which would mean laying off 6,840 employees, which is bigger than many AAA studios. Granted, this is all throughout Microsoft. So you have like Word, you have like their Azure, they have everything, PCs, tablets, all that stuff. So keep that in mind. Although it's currently not known if the employees count has risen or fallen since then, I'd actually probably assume has fallen if they're doing even more layoffs. So in a statement to CNBC, Microsoft spokesperson said that one of the objectives of the layoffs was to reduce layers of management, saying we continue to implement organizational changes necessary to best position the company for success in a dynamic marketplace, which is actually might be good. Like, I might have a negative title for this in theory, but like it also might be good. Like, just take the negative, I guess, as a clickbait, or just based on the trajectory of the company, because like things like the price increases, Game Pass increases, it's kind of like a negative stigma. Like, I have a negative viewpoint right now in Microsoft, but this could be good. This could get rid of like just bloatware. Could get maybe, you know how you have like those 7 layers of approvals, make it to like a 3 and make the game studios a bit more nicer. There is a potential positive. There should always be a positive to a negative. That's why I try to not be a full-on hater on it, besides the title may go and suggest otherwise. This would be the largest mass layoff at Microsoft since January of 2023, when the company confirmed plans to lay off around 4.5% of its workforce, around 10,000 employees. The 2023 round of layoffs affected Microsoft's video game divisions across both Xbox and Bethesda, with a reported significant number of layoffs at 343 Industries Halo, the studio behind 2021's Halo Infinite. Microsoft HoloLens business, some engineering divisions were also reportedly part of these cuts, and we basically lost a lot of support on the Halo game itself on that one. And once again, we're now seeing a lot of these games now being ported over to PlayStation. This could be actually really bad. Because in theory, if Xbox realizes they don't really need to invest into games, they just have to invest into Game Pass and start buying out games that will probably affect the overall gaming sphere quite a bit. A lot more games will just be on PC, more games will be day one Game Pass. I'm okay with this, but I think for Xbox users as a whole, I'm a PC guy. I would love this. More games on PS5, would love it. PlayStation users would love it. On the Switch users would love it. PC users would love it. Xbox, well, not so good. You have to spend a lot more extra money even to have Game Pass too. You should probably just go to PC at the end of the day, realistically. It's not the best. So this was following the game-specific round of layoffs too as well in January 2024, where they also did go around 2,000 staff members across Xbox, Bethesda, and then it's also newly acquired Activision Blizzard, where they just laid off a bunch of people. Like, this is once again just another big wave. According to the message sent to staff at the time by Microsoft head of gaming Phil Spencer, the decision has been made after Microsoft and Activision Blizzard leadership teams set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensure that we're all aligned with the best opportunities for growth. Spencer sent the email to staff: as we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to align with a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're aligned on the best opportunities for growth. As part of this process, we have made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of 22,000 people in the team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtful as possible. So once again, Xbox users are losing employees, potentially hurting some games, and at the end of the day, this is a big layoff. Granted, once again, this might be good for the stock, not good for the employees, and potentially bad for future games coming out, especially with them moving over to PlayStation. Would love to hear your thoughts and comments on everything down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. We have the Switch 2 giveaway in the comment section and description, Twitter and Twitch as well as second YouTube account. Appreciate y'all for watching in the first place.